Good morning, mine lovers.
Good morning.
Tom and Julie here. Another beautiful morning out in the Nevada backcountry. This is a solar-powered sensor, right, Julie?
Yeah, seismic sensor. And it's used to assess the power of the explosives that are detonated at the test site on the playa.
Right. The military does tests out here on this old dry lake bed or playa. And there are some towers out there too. I don't know if that's how they actually do the detonation, but we noticed some towers out there yesterday. Here's the antenna that would transmit the information back to wherever they're analyzing it. And they also said that this is used possibly for other seismic activity, earthquakes, and even shifts in the tectonic plates. So it's pretty interesting little sensor out here. These are scattered throughout the hills out here near Garfield Flats, which is what that playa is called. Here's an earth home with a heavy duty door. It's got double locks with barriers so you can't get at the lock. Huge hinges. Looks like a piece of railroad track on it for stabilizing the door. Definitely just mounted up earth. And here's another one over here. This one's probably going to be locked as well. Kind of the same style, just a mound of earth. Wow, huh? Look at that whole steel front. Yep, double locks. Wow. Crazy, huh? Sure be interesting to see what's in there, wouldn't it? Looking at what was probably an old cabin. This is an old one. There's not much left of it, even though it's out in the desert. Dry as a bone out here. Up here we're looking at the mine. It looks like maybe 3 or 4 open cuts to the right side up there, and then there's a couple of big waste piles in the middle that are either shafts or adits. I see a ruin of an ore bin, or possibly something more like a mill. We'll know more in a minute. Let's go take a closer look. Another beautiful morning in mine exploring paradise. I'm king of the waste rock pile. That's looking at a mill. This was a copper mine. See all the green over that way, or blue. Here's the waste rock pile. It's a respectful size waste pile. And looks like there's something over this way. I'm not sure what's open around here. We haven't really looked yet. Hopefully something to get underground. Wow, look at the copper minerals right here. Julie's the copper queen. Yeah, a lot of nice looking green minerals here. Here's Julie. Well, we've come into this little portal. It's only a very short area that we're able to access here, but I wanted to show this mineral vein. It's spectacular, as most copper veins are. Look at that. Look at this. Wow, huh?
Look at all
Over here. Spectacular. So this is the end right here, it looks like. I think this vein, the way it dips, it's almost vertical. You can see here, and as Julie was standing on the one outside, I think the shaft probably followed this down. Instead of being mostly horizontal workings, it's probably a vertical type working here. Let's look around outside. Here's the equipment pad for this shaft that is behind me. Julie's looking down it right now. We went in that little adit over there and it was just very short. This once again has these little bits of steel, like they've been broken to pieces. I don't know why exactly. A lot of fuel cans here. And like I say, this lines up with this shaft. So this was probably the hoist and maybe an engine of some sort. What'd you say?
A deep shaft.
Yep. Let's go look at that lever down there. So there's a huge lever here with a catch. Julie's got the catch. See, that lever would come back and that would catch it. The lever doesn't move now, but it looks like there are some hinges over that way too, and I'm not exactly sure what this did. There's a shaft that goes across this way. Something to do with lifting the ore bucket. Well, we're gonna head down the shaft. It's got a ladder there, but it's really straight and it's really old, and there aren't any platforms, so I'm gonna stay roped in. So I'll let you know what I find down there in a little bit.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Tom's just squeezing his way down their shaft. Okay, good luck. Oh boy.
Yowza. Okay, we'll see you later. I'm gonna have to clear some rocks on the way down. Like right here. Is there more here?
Yeah.
No, I can't see them.
A little.
Right
Yeah, they're on the edge there.
Oh yeah, right here. Stand by.
Copy. All right, so Tom's down there. I don't think you can see him. There's a teeny little light. He's got his walkie-talkie out, so he's gonna give me an update in just a second.
So I'm down the shaft quite a ways here, and so far until the last few feet, it's been fully timbered on the side of the shaft with full lagging on the edges around the perimeter. That's given way to some openings here and there. I see a blue vein, and I also see, it looks like an opening. It might be a working level here, but I have to cross this open part of the shaft to find out. So let me put you on hold for a second. I'm going to see if I can peek around this corner and see if this is a working level.
Okay.
Okay, I managed to get off the ladder. It wasn't easy, but I managed to do it safely. I'm looking at what might be a working level here behind me. I have to take off the rope and see exactly what I have. So I'm going to unrope here, and I'm going into it looks like a drift.
Okay, be safe.
Always. let's see if there's anything around the corner here. Not much so far. Piece of cable. Like I said before, I think this is mostly a vertical working. There's not much for horizontal stuff here. But you never know till you come down here, do you? There's no fuel can. Some timbers and some lagging. Holding back a lot of stuff. That's about it. Ouch. Check this thing out. I'm not sure exactly what it was. It was meant to be carried around with this handle. Oh, it's got a tag on it. Let me get a picture of that tag. It's like a little stove or something, or not sure what. I can't read that. It might be upside down. I'll have to take a picture of it. Wow, does that shaft go down a long ways? Man. And see if I can look up without falling over. I'm not down that terribly far, probably 10, maybe 100 feet. This thing goes down, oh man, I would say 200 or 300 feet that I can see. This is a really powerful spotlight. These are like about 6-foot sections. Yeah, deep. And I don't see any working levels. I think they just follow this vein down, and there aren't much for horizontal workings here, which, you know, there's not much we can explore here. But we tried. So this is looking down the manway. As you can see, it gets kind of jumbled up down here a little lower. And I don't see any working levels here. So, well, there is something right there. I don't know what that is. But I'm going to head back up. Go to something else. Crazy deep. I'm probably 100 feet down. This thing goes about 200 or 300 feet more than I can see.
Wow, that's deep.
I'm coming back up. I don't see anything else to explore down here.
Okay, we'll see you when you get up.
10-4.
Here he comes, making his way back up. You're back.
Wow. I'm back. Right out here in the world. Me and my trusty Prussic knot. So here we are at the Baton mill. I believe that's what it's called anyway. I think it was around early 1900s it was made. This is for the copper mines in this direct vicinity. Now, I'm not sure what they did to mill copper. So I'm a little more familiar with gold and stuff like that for milling. So I don't exactly know how this all worked. There's a big tank, and maybe there's a big water tank and a riveted tank behind that. Here's a vertical tank. That thing, somebody will know what that is. Almost looks like part of an old still, but I don't think copper was milled like a retort or like for mercury. This thing had a big cone inside of it here. That, I'm not sure, maybe a water pump. It's got a chain drive on the other end of it there. This big tank's about, I don't know, 20 feet, 25 feet long maybe. Now this steps down like a traditional mill, so they're using gravity to do part of the separation somehow. Let's go up here and see if these old steps still work. I don't think so. Maybe a little bit. Julie's standing on a large beam. Looks like a 12 by 12. Look at the joint here. How they made this, or whatever that was for. Is that a full joint? Yeah, that's a splice on a 12 by 12 beam. Look at that. Wow. It might even be bigger than 12 by 12. Let's go over here and see what this is. I know the one's a galvanized water tank, it looks like. The one behind it looks a little more... Oh yeah, that's probably for water also. I love those big old cone head rivets. Those are neat. Now that looks like... That's not a pulley on the end of that, is it? Like it was spin? No. Nah, because it's got a fitting up here. That wouldn't spin. That's sitting there in this little crib anyway. I don't know why this big flange or whatever it is on the end there. Kind of neat though. A lot of equipment back up here in the hills in the early 1900s. So that's the mill. There's a can, I can't quite read the label. Special lubricating oil. This is down at the bottom end of the mill, the lower end. A lot of stuff up here. This looks like some kind of a big burner or something, or maybe a classifier of some sort. Never seen the likes. Here's a stand for something that had a shaft going across it. This would stand up. Oh, a spool. I'll bet you it was a spool holder. Bye, mill.